morning. I'm on to the second yard. Looks like rain coming in, but that'll keep the grass growing. It's just I wanted to get these yards done in the morning and get on to something else today. So hopefully it holds off for a little bit longer. So we'll see. We getting lots of rain now. That's a good thing overall. Just as a scheduling issue. All right, I'm gonna get on to this next yard I'm pulling up too. I'll talk to you later. So I made it through the second yard with the rain holding off still, which is good. But boy, it's hot and muggy. And part of that's my fault. I bought some damn grass-fed beef at the store, and I forgot that you don't want grass-fed, you want grass-finished. Because grass-fed, then the names are a little backwards, but grass-fed just means it was fed grass at one time, and usually at the end of the growth of the cattle. But grass finished is always. I've been using buffalo, so I can feel the difference, and the feels like temperature difference is at least 10 degrees. My body's running at least 10 degrees hotter today from using that beef, because it has the genetically modified grains it's been fed. It's got all the antibiotics and formaldehyde and everything in it, and that causes your body to basically go into an inflammatory state where it's trying to eradicate and get rid of those toxins, because it sees these genetically modified grain products that come through in the proteins, that it doesn't recognize the DNA, and it doesn't, your body doesn't have the enzymes to digest it, so it has to treat it like a foreign invader, and that's what causes the heat and inflammation. So that's how I, at my older age, try to keep my fitness where the lawns it's not a very challenging for me to do lawns normally, but mainly because I try to keep anything that causes inflammation out of my diet, including drinking out of the plastic water bottles, because they give off phytoestrogens, which can knock down your testosterone, and in men they also cause weight gain in certain areas. So of course, having any extra weight, then that causes inflammation, and actually fat itself can cause production of estrogen. So it's almost like a slippery slope, downward trajectory. But the plastic water bottles, they have hormone disruptors in it, in that they have the phytoestrogens. Also, a lot of the sunscreen products that people use have hormone disruptors in it. So when men are growing the male breast tissue, well, female breast tissue, things like that, that's a derivative of all this chemicals. And basically, if you can get all that out of your system, when you come out here to mow and everybody's saying, my God, it's hot, on days that are 105 feels like index, you won't be bad off at all. You know, you won't be suffering. You definitely won't be sitting there just pouring sweat, you know. So anyway, that's the way I do it. Everybody's got to do it the way they want. All right, I'm gonna get on to the next yard here. See them dark clouds coming? Man, I don't know if I'll make it through the route today. If that heads this way, it's building fast back there too. It's always just one. If it wasn't for this truck in front of me, I could have made a right on red like 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Trying to get everything done today because I want to get a day off tomorrow. It's been a while since I had a full day off, but we'll see. And then it's getting later in the year, and I want to tighten up my schedule where I got maybe 2 days off actually a week, because I may want to be going out of town for some stuff. And then probably within a couple months I'll be like, oh man, I need to find more work. But right now I'm in that mode where probably a lot of people are, where it's like, man, I just want things to slow down a little bit. I need a, need a little time off, Alright, I'm getting up here to the next yard, so catch you later. Well, I didn't make it, but I don't think the main part of the storm is on top of us, so I don't think I'll be too bad off. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and get out here and give it a shot and make it soaked. We'll see. bust my tail to get this done so that I don't have to make another trip out and I can save a little fuel. And wouldn't you know it, the customer does what they've done 3 times. This third time, they put a check in an envelope and they put the seal flap tucked under on the envelope. So every time it's humid, the flap adheres to the check and I can't cash them. So here I am, well away from anything I got going on Monday. And here's another trip that'll have to be, I don't know. Now, how many times does a person have to have a check get stuck to the flap of the envelope before you say, maybe I shouldn't fold that flap of the envelope inside the envelope? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Here, I'll make sure you do. If you take and put a check inside an envelope, all right, inside an envelope, and then instead of putting the flap down right here on the outside of the envelope where the check is sealed within, you put the damn flap underneath where that flap, even though it hasn't been licked, is touching the check. And every dang time in Florida with the humidity, your check will be bank routing numbers ripped off, non-cashable, or the flap completely stuck to it, non-cashable. Another trip. I don't know. It just is annoying. You can't think that somebody would not realize that after it's happened twice before. You can't think that that is. So is it malice? Is it intentional? Is it ignorance? Is it they don't care? Or I can't really think of anything else. Well, I beat the rain, but I got effed anyway. than taking a box and blowing out, I cut a strip through the center. And then on each subsequent pass, I blew in towards that clean strip. Okay, so that's an inverted box pattern. And then over here, now I'll cross this all up because it's overgrown and it'll look really good when it's crossed up. Over here, my first pass down was on the sidewalk, but then when I made my return pass, I stepped over one pass and blew in so that I didn't get a lot of excess clippings on the concrete because it may rain. And then when I came back, I took the pass that was adjacent to the first pass, blowing back away from the concrete. All right, I'm gonna finish this up. All right, well, there she is. That's cut, cross cut, edged, trimmed. One of the best pieces of tip, as far as tip goes, advice type, is when you're mowing or when you're weed eating an area where the dog has been out, keep your mouth closed. All right, that's one I learned a while back, quite a while ago, but yeah, you just want to make sure you keep your mouth closed on that. All right. Okay, this yard I'm going to get back out here whenever this guy leisurely drives by. Girl. Anyway, it got too tall and there's no way that it's going to blow out. So I'm going to show you how I take care of that. Hang on. There it is, all blowed up pretty. It was way overgrown. That big pile of grass over there was the remainder, which I did not have to rake. I just used the front of the mower. I windrow it up real tight by feathering the quick shoot into a tight enough row that it fits between the wheels, because I don't want the wheels to go over the top of it. And I want the wheels to stay low and the deck to stay low. If you feel it starting to roll under your deck, you got to back up and start over. You want it to push, you don't want it to plow. Or I mean, you want it to push, you don't want it to ride up on top of it. Anyway, so that's how that and then this is that grass that if you leave too much of it on the drive and then try to blow it off, it wads up into little tumbleweeds and it looks like crap. So what I do on these lawns is I take and I blow most of it in with the mower, because it has the air flow and the blades can keep that agitated up into a fine discharge. It won't get it all off, and then I blow off. But if you leave everything on the driveway, when you go to blow off, it'll tumbleweed up into little balls that don't look good. So all right, that's all I got for you. Have a good day.